The rain lashed against the portholes of the wandering gull, a melancholy counterpoint to the mournful song drifting from below deck. It was a song of the sea, a shanty of sorrow, and it told the tale of the cursed Loch Varn and the fiend that dwelt there. In the dim oil lamplight, the faces of the crew were drawn and haggard. They sat huddled in the common room, nursing mugs of lukewarm grog, their eyes wide and haunted. Each man had a story to tell, a tale of the kelpie and its rider, a story that began one foggy evening off the coast of Scotland. It was then that the wandering gull, battered and bruised from a recent skirmish with the Royal Navy, slipped into a secluded cove near the ominous Loch Varn. A small band of pirates had made their way to these wild and windswept shores, men driven by desperation and dreams of buried treasure, led by the infamous Jacobite renegade, Captain Lachlan Muir. They were a motley crew of Caribbean outcasts who defled the gallows after a disastrous raid on a British frigate. Pockets were empty, and their names were cursed. The only lead they had to any prize was a tattered map, a whisper of legend, a chest of Jacobite gold hidden somewhere along the loch's misty banks. But the villagers nearby were hollow-eyed and tight-lipped, their whispers like the Moors as they warned of a creature that guarded the loch's secrets. The kelpie, as the old tale spun, was a fiend of Scottish folklore, a shape-shifting water-horse born from the loch's dark depths. It took the form of a magnificent black stallion. Its coat gleamed like wet obsidian, its mane dripping with water that never dried. Its eyes glowed like marsh fire, promising freedom to those who dared ride it. But the kelpie's lure was a trap. Once mounted, its flesh turned adhesive, binding rider to beast as it galloped into the loch, drowning its prey in the icy depths. Only fools, the locals said, sought treasure near Loch Varn. Now, as the rain poured and the wind howled, the crew of the Wandering Gull shared their harrowing experiences, each story adding a layer of dread to the darkness. There were tales of shadowy figures seen on the shore, of spectral horses that vanished into the mists, and of voices that whispered on the wind, calling out to the lonely and the lost. And then there was the song, a haunting melody that seemed to emanate from the depths of the loch itself, a dirge for those who had met their end in the water, a lament for the souls trapped in the kelpie's watery grave. The shanty spoke of Captain Lachlan Muir and his ill-fated encounter with the kelpie, how he had ridden the beast into the loch, and how his laughter had echoed across the water as he disappeared beneath the waves, forever bound to the watery grave. As the night wore on, the atmosphere in the common room grew thick with tension. Some of the crew, their imaginations fired by the song and the flickering lamplight, began to see movement in the shadows, hearing whispers in the creaking timbers of the ship. Fear, like a virus, spread through the group, turning camaraderie into suspicion and turning friend against friend. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream shattered the night. Someone was sure they saw the specter of Captain Moyer on the deck, beckoning to them with a finger. Panic seized the group. Some scrambled for the safety of the lower decks, while others raced to the railing, peering into the darkness, searching for the source of the commotion. But all they saw was the angry sea and the ghostly outline of the shore. Then, just as suddenly, the commotion ceased and an eerie silence descended. One by one, the crew returned to the common room, their faces ashen, their eyes wide with terror. The shanty continued to play, weaving its magic and deepening the mystery. And so they sat, trapped in a nightmare of their own making. The rain, a constant drumbeat on the deck, the wind, a mournful sigh through the rigging, and the song of the kelpie, a reminder of the watery grave that awaited them all.